Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Welcome to Sunday morning. It is a Sunday morning, and on a Sunday, the theme of our meditation is always silence. And I talk a little bit less, and we just spend a bit of time in silence together. Our teacher for this week has been Eckhart Tolle, and we're asking for some of his thoughts on silence today. Brandon, a very good morning. Happy Sunday. It's great to see you jump in with us. I hope you have some time to sit down with us. Good morning. Somebody, good morning. Anthony, good evening. Awesome seeing you all. Do you create the space to spend time in your own silence? And what benefit does spending time in stillness have? Can this benefit be described? Our teacher for this week has been Eckhart Tolle, and we'll have a look at how he describes what it is we find in silence. Eckhart says, space and silence are two aspects of the same thing, the same no thing. They are externalization of inner space and inner silence, which is stillness, the infinitely creative womb of all existence. He describes stillness to be the infinitely creative womb of all existence. Eckhart says, true intelligence operates silently. Stillness is where creativity and solutions to problems are found. To summarize Eckhart's thoughts, the infinitely creative womb of all existence, creativity, solutions to problems, wisdom. This is what we find when we include, as part of our human journey, the regular practice of slipping into silence. Or we can get even more practical and explain why this is true by exploring what the opposite is of inner stillness. The opposite of inner stillness is inner noisiness, a constant mental chatter, a mind that is overflowing with the recordings of decades of being surrounded by the voices of parents, siblings, peers, media, and all of the confusing and contradictory messages that we are bombarded with on a daily basis. None of this is who we really are. All of this noisiness is the result of all the programming we have received and the amount of data that has become overwhelming to us. Slipping into silence is stepping outside of all of this programming. And as we get better at this practice, we find that we can more clearly see this programming for what it really is. Eckhart says, when you can become aware of silence immediately, there is that state of inner still alertness. You are present. You have stepped outside of thousands of years of collective human conditioning. We are all subject to thousands of years of collective human conditioning. When you step into silence, you step out of that conditioning. What's more is that while you're spending time in silence, you become more of the observer. And you start to observe all of that conditioning. You start to see how you yourself are being controlled by this past conditioning. Mari, a very good morning. It's great seeing you. Hello. And then, because you have spent so much time in silence practicing being the observer, you begin to observe your old programs in real time as they happen during your everyday life. This is spaciousness. This is the start of freedom, having the space in which to choose being free from past conditioning. The last thought from Eckhart is, when you lose touch with inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself. So let's make sure that we do not lose touch of our own inner stillness. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and we will slip away together. Starting with the first few big breaths. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, then again let all of that go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. As you continue your full body breathing, as your body rises with every inhale and slowly falls with every exhale, I want to remind you that meditation is not about forcing this brain to stop thinking thoughts. Meditation is about becoming the observer of the thoughts. Taking a step back and seeing what this brain does. Eckhart mentions thousands of years of conditioning. And if we don't become aware of the conditioning, then we are controlled by all of this old conditioning. And the only way we become aware of the old conditioning is by having the ability to observe it, to observe the conditioning in ourselves. And this is the space that silence affords us. Take a step back from your thoughts and just watch the thoughts. Be curious about the thoughts. Perhaps even be a bit entertained by the thoughts. But notice when the thoughts hijack you. And when that happens, then with your next big breath, bring your attention to the breathing. And take a step backwards away from the thoughts again. When your attention is on the breathing for a while, then you separate from the thoughts again. The point is seeing what your thoughts are doing, becoming aware of the conditioning, and then taking a step back from those thoughts again and again. I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. Use the last few breaths of this phase to help your body stretch and adjust and settle down. Roll out your neck muscles, roll out your shoulders, lean into your back muscles. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least becoming as present as we possibly can be right now, we'll now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a really good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling, feel your body slowly softening, and feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. So in this breath holding space, you don't have to hold your breath with every inhale. You can take as many easy breaths as you need in between. But come back to your breath hold again and again. Be the observer of what this brain is doing. Notice the conditioning that your brain has been subjected to. Notice when your old conditioning wants you to do the same old thing. And give yourself the space to choose a different action from wisdom. Perhaps it is the old conditioning wanting to shout at your kids again. But now you see, you have space to see there is a wiser solution. The old conditioning wants you to say yes to the same old, maybe not so good friends. There's a compulsion to want to say yes to spending time with them. But with more space, you see the compulsion. You know that it's not good for you, and you can make a new choice from wisdom. Maybe it's the old compulsion, the old programming that really doesn't feel like working out. But in the space that you're creating, there's also space for the voice of wisdom to say, you do need to get your body moving though. And you can make it easy. It doesn't have to be a tough workout. The better we get at being the witness to our own old conditioning, the more space we will have to choose the voice of wisdom. I'll check in with you at the end of this breath holding space. You can take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time these few thoughts from Eckhart. He says, space and silence are two aspects of the same thing, the same no thing. They are externalization of inner space and inner silence, which is stillness, the infinitely creative womb of all existence. I'll just repeat that again because I love it so much. He calls stillness the infinitely creative womb of all existence. He says true intelligence operates silently. Stillness is where creativity and solutions to problems are found. Making time for silence is really practical because your creativity will increase. Your ability to find solutions to problems will increase. He says, when you become aware of silence, immediately there is that state of inner still alertness. You are present. You have stepped out of thousands of years of collective human conditioning. And the last thought from Eckhart is, when you lose touch with inner stillness, then you lose touch with yourself. We have a few more minutes of this stillness left. I'll check in with you right at the end. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for sharing your silence in this space with us today. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for knowing that while we may all be sitting in different places in our own silent space, and we all may have busy thoughts that are different from one another, we all also have those moments of complete silence between the thoughts, the space between the thoughts. And knowing that in those spaces, when we all slip into the space between thoughts, then we find ourselves in exactly the same space. No matter how we might be physically removed, we are in the same space with Source. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to see the thousands of years of human conditioning in me too. Learning how to create space between me and that conditioning, so that I have the possibility of choosing a new response from wisdom. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you, Mari. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmari. Bridget, a very good afternoon to you. It's great seeing you live with us. It always is. Colette, good morning. I love when you're able to pop in live. Yeah, I think I'll mention this again, Colette. All that this means is that you did the meditation the right way. All that is needed is for us to become aware of what our busy brain is doing, because when we are aware of that busy brain, then we're not caught up in the busy brain. All we need is to be able to look at it and see it and go, yo, this brain's busy. Because who says that? Not the conditioned thoughts. Who has the recognition that, wow, this brain is so busy. That is the higher part of you. That is your wisdom speaking. Lots of love to you all. Have a beautiful weekend. And if you're available, we'll jump into the week together tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.